Thanks to Bang. And thanks to Sizwe as well for his presentation, because my presentation is meant to give a context for the conference, but I think that Sizwe did that way better than I could, and he touched on a lot of the conference themes, which I will be talking about. So the topics that I want to cover is just to go over the CSI landscape and the current trends in that. So I'll be looking at expenditure in the last year and the distribution of those funds. I'll then be going on to look at CSI expenditure relative to other development spend, and then we'll move on to the 4 themes of the conference. Now, you've heard them from Nick and you've heard them from Sizwe, but our 4 themes are partnership, ongoing learning, strategic alignment, and communication of CSI. Now, I know these topics are all familiar, very familiar to all of you, and they come up at our conferences and at other forums like this each year. What we're hoping is through this conference, you can get some fresh insights on these 4 themes. And if you can just bear them in mind throughout the conference, through the plenaries and the breakaways, where you'll have a chance to think and discuss on these issues, which, as Sizwe says, are still extremely difficult, particularly on the partnership front. So to start with then, how much is corporate social investment in South Africa? By our estimate, last year, corporate social investment was 6.2 billion rand. Now, when estimating this, we use a very broad definition of corporate social investment, and basically we define it as any community contributions outside of core business. So that includes financial contributions and donations, as well as non-financial contributions, so products, services, and time. This broad definition also it encompasses all of the socio-economic development spend as defined in the BE scorecard. And it also incorporates a large portion of the local economic development spend as defined in the mining charter, and particularly for resource companies. So by the broadest definition, we estimated that as 6.2 billion. What you can see from the graph is, by our estimates, this has actually been growing consistently over the last 10 years. And it's been growing at a rate faster than inflation. So we estimate that the real growth in CSI has been 6% per annum over the last 10 years. You'll see that it starts increasing above the rate of inflation around 2006, and then it flattened out a bit 2009, 2010 due to the recession. Now, we think a significant portion of this real growth, so the growth above inflation, is due to better measurement and reporting by corporates. And I think part of that has been the role of the codes and the charters. But what we've seen is corporates having a more holistic definition, so including budgets outside of just the chairman's fund, if you will, including divisional spend, and also quantifying the value of their products and even their time. So the definition and the measurement and the reporting has improved, and we do think that has driven some of this growth that we've seen over the last 10 years.